I'll give you the sample run that's on there right now that I did today.
Oh yeah,
Because
no,
I
I
have to
was
replace
looking at yours,
this.
yes. Oh, okay. Now, do they give you one all taped?
No, that's what I just said to Bruce.
You got no scotch tape? What is this?
Walgreens is right across the street.
No, I brought several rolls. I knew that in advance. And so
Awesome.
when he gets that, and then I have my scissors. So that's something I will do tonight and get on the bike.
Well then,
So that I
well
don't have
actually
to
that
worry
last
about
day
tomorrow.
from the other one, there was probably at least
Like
8,
everybody.
10 pages.
Yeah. Well, this is tomorrow, and this is only 140 miles.
Wow.
Oh,
And we have
okay.
to arrive.
At
I'm
Lake
in
City.
class 2 by 4:05, but they do give you a 30-minute window. But you
Sorry, I had to
cannot-
stop and go to the bathroom.
You cannot go. You cannot check in at 4:04. They
So
will
you
say,
can't check in
sorry,
early."
you cannot check in early. But a couple of years ago, the first one, they deducted points if people were early. So now they've, you know.
Well, this,
So they're
yeah,
really
and that's,
regulating your.
well, that's like the, we've done these local poker runs that, you know, they time you,
Yeah.
they give you a card, a punch card, when you get there and you pick up your card for the poker hand, but the, you know, if you were too fast or too slow,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, any of the dirt bike events, and then they have checkpoints on the way. Mandatory checkpoints. All of a sudden you'll see somebody standing out in the road with a sign
The same.
that says stop, and you have to stop, and they will like check your bike to see if you have any illegal equipment. Like for this run, you're not allowed to have a GPS.
Well, I saw that little tracker on the side. What is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, well, that is a speedometer, odometer,
Okay.
clock.
Tachometer? No. wouldn't be
No, it
tach-
tells your tells my voltage, what my
Okay.
batteries are putting out, and
But you do have a speedometer and a voltmeter.
yeah,
As well?
my they're kind of loose.
Oh.
I mean, my speedometer will tell you you're going somewhere between 35 and 50. Now, according to that little tracker, and we were allowed to buy that, and in fact they recommended that plus the route sheet holder. But according to that tracker, my speedometer is 7 miles per hour off, speed-wise.
Uh-huh.
Who knows what it's off? I mean, the little things don't click in my speedometer,
yes.
but it's an original speedometer.
It is. I saw another Indian out there that had one.
All right, hang on, because I want that on. I'm already recording this.
That are
Yes.
wired in parallel
Okay.
on my bike in the
In the same
Indian.
cart. Yes, in the same cartridge that
yeah,
they.
in the Indian battery box. And everybody's got brand new batteries.
Do they
I mean,
check it?
They
Well,
just don't make
they
them
would
anymore.
hope that you would,
Yeah.
just for your safety, if
And
nothing
some
else too.
people have converted to 12-volt system. I still have the 6-volt system on mine. And a
And
lot
you
of
have
them
two
do.
batteries?
Yeah, but they're parallel, not in series.
No, not in series. Okay.
So, and I have, my generator has a special little converter on it that even if it goes out, I should have 30, I could ride a whole day.
On
get
just
back.
batteries?
Yeah, on just the battery. And then I've got a battery charger with me, a 6-volt battery. But I think my batteries will probably be fine. I don't know what kind of problem I will have. I'm sure I will. I mean, everybody does.
Have you taken it around? Have you run it on any kind of
Did
Well,
you run
distance?
that,
I
did
rode
you run
it-
that 32 mile today?
Yeah, I did that this morning,
Okay.
and then I did another 20 miles going down to the track and doing the
Yeah.
track and coming back.
Where did they
So-
take you? Around the loop? Where was the endurance run? Was it a place called the Loop where it's really overcovered with trees and?
Yes, it's
Oh,
lovely.
that'd be
Oh,
pretty.
the old.
Yes,
Yes.
and
The
that's
old
where a lot of
route.
times during Biketoberfest and Bike Week we'll do the loop, and you
Yeah.
take it around, and it's just a beautiful ride.
It
through
is. There were a lot
through
of
the trees.
bicycles out riding.
Were there?
But it was quite
Yeah.
pretty. We went up this side of the water, and then we
Up by Flagler, yes.
crossed over
And
the
you
big
crossed
one
over.
and then came down. It was lovely.
That's my most very favorite ride in the whole wide world is from Ormond Beach, the end right where we are, up to Flagler Beach and beyond. It's that stretch of water. You're just looking out over the ocean the whole way,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing.
Yeah.
It had to have been amazing. I would love to have gotten pictures. Oh my gosh, if you guys riding up through there, that would have been so awesome.
Well, people went in drips and drabs. It wasn't the whole group.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
some people did it the day before. The day before, I came down and went over to Lakeland to Dennis Craig's house
Okay.
so that we could go over the bike together, and he
Okay.
could give
Oh,
me
he's from here?
give me a one-day
Yeah,
mechanic school.
No, he's up
Is that
towards,
something? Do you have to do this yourself?
Well, yeah, no, you can bring a mechanic. You can have a
Yeah.
support crew that includes, and some people have 2 mechanics, but I don't
one
have
for the left
mechanic.
side, one for the right side.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't have any mechanics. The guy that
One
was
just
going to
distributor, one just-
come with me had to back out
Oh, my.
about 10 days ago. So I had no one. And that's when I got my friend Bruce, who's a long time.
Well, now Bruce rebuilt the engine on this.
No,
time,
no,
right?
no. This
who was
this
that?
guy Bruce is here. Looks like a little elf.
I saw a
He
few like
knows
that.
nothing about mechanics. He's a motorcycle rider. He's ridden over 100,000 miles years ago. I met him the same year I met my husband. We met all 3 of us met in England on a motorcycle trip. So,
Wow.
you know, and he lived in Maine at the time. I was down here in Florida. John was in Pittsburgh, and we all ended up in Asheville. Of course,
Is that where you
we split our
live
time.
now full time, or you're still?
No,
Kind of back and
Keys.
forth.
I can't give up the keys. My son.
Where are you at in the Keys? Are you in Marathon?
Marathon.
I want to say that's where Jude Marie is, or no, maybe she's in Almirada. I have a friend that's got a realty, a practice down there.
My
Realty
son
practice.
and
Well, she's a realtor.
Yeah.
She's
my son and
she's got
daughter-in-law live, and 3 grandchildren live there. So
Oh.
That makes everything worth
I
it.
I have ties there.
That
I
makes
used to live there
everything
full
worth it.
time, but
Mhm.
John didn't think he could handle it full time, and
Well,
he
what
was
did
from
you do in
Pittsburgh.
your career?
I taught school.
Taught school. Did you teach school in the Keys?
No, I retired.
Oh,
I was
okay.
in Maryland. I
Oh,
spent
okay.
all my working years in Maryland. And
Hence-
I went to College Park, I went to
Yeah.
the University of Maryland, and went to Johns Hopkins for my graduate degrees and taught in the Baltimore City school system. Then I went to Essex Community College once I had a couple of master's degrees under my belt, and spent 27 years there and loved
Wow.
it.
Wow.
I mean,
That's
developed
awesome.
the whole education program and all that they now have.
We'll have to bring you back something from Baltimore. We're going up to DC for my sister's wedding. I'm going to the CCA offices,
Uh-huh.
but we're going to a
Okay.
game at Camden on Saturday.
How are
night.
you? I have played at Camden Yards.
I saw your pictures.
I have played at
I
Camden. That was
know.
awesome. I'm in the batter's box, and the big Teletron has my picture on it.
How awesome
And
is
I'm
that?
going, how can I concentrate on the picture when, look at
serious.
that, that's me up there. And they let all our families come, and all my nieces and nephews, and they were just all little munchkins at the time, but they thought their Aunt Dot was, I tell you,
Hot
the one.
stuff.
Was
Yes.
a 5-year-old, my niece's one boy, went to school and said, my Aunt Dot's on the Orioles.
That's an awesome picture.
And the teacher said, Spencer, your Aunt Dot's on the Orioles. Oh yeah, she played at Camden Yards on Saturday.
I
She's
love
an
that
Oriole.
ball field.
Spencer, your Aunt Dot's not an Oriole. I mean, she thought he was making the whole thing up. Well, she sent a note home to my niece. Wrong person to send a note home. My niece is just a great, great gal. Next morning, boy, she's in there to school. She said, tell you what, Aunt Dot's on the Oriole. Here she is in all her uniforms, and you know.
The kid wouldn't lie to you. What are you, crazy? The kid's not going to lie to
He thought he
you.
was making it up. He just didn't know fantasy from reality. But yeah, I spent a week at fantasy. When I retired, I mean, that's all I wanted to be, was a baseball player. But, so when I retired, I became a baseball player for 1 week. And it was
Oh,
true
fantastic.
fantasy.
I think I remember when
I went
they were
down to
doing
Sarah
that.
City,
I think that I remember when they were
and
doing that.
Yes.
for 1 week, I ate, slept, and played baseball. We had away uniforms, we had home uniforms, You go into the locker room and open your locker, and there's your clean uniform. Woo, that's pretty cool. There's your name on the locker. You finish playing. The end of that day, we played 3 games a day, 3 baseball games a day.
Any other women?
There were 5 women. There were 150 players, most of which were 35 to 40 years old. I was 53. But there were 5 women, and it was very interesting, the 5 women. We all approached things totally differently. There was one woman who loved baseball, but was not real athletic, and did the throw like a girl routine and so forth, but she tried really hard. But she just, she was one of those kids that in 5th grade, when they picked teams, she was always the last one. Oh, you can have her, I don't, anything. There was another gal she was from New York, who was there because her husband was there. And she thought the way that you get along with the guys is to use as many 4-letter words as she could possibly get out of her mouth at one time. And she was a little tiny thing, but she had a mouth on her. I mean, and the guys are going. And then another gal was a hands-on healer. And her reason for being there is because she wanted to put her hands on some of the pros and heal them. Jim Palmer was there. Now, Jim Palmer was a
had a crush on him.
Oh yeah, that picture on my website. I'm playing first base behind Jim Palmer. Anyhow,
my God.
And then there was me, and I went there to play baseball. I mean, I trained for 2 months before. I had the guy that would every day. I'd take and give me fielding practice, and I wanted to be good. I wanted to be in baseball.
I wanted to be good for that.
I played it all
look at that little Monet.
Yeah.
That pitched for the team.
Yeah, that was
awesome. I really hope that that's open doors, because being a softball official, most of the girls think that softball is the only venue that they have. I'm really hoping this opens doors for girls with baseball.
I tried out for Little League, but I made the team,
Really?
But some kids squealed on me that I was a girl. I told them my name was Sam. And they then called my house and told my mother I couldn't be on the team. I mean, we're talking 1954. The
girls didn't play ball then.
They wasn't
not baseball.
No. I played softball in recreation league and played softball in high school, of course.
Yeah.
But I did get to play baseball, and that was awesome. That was just the week that was, because I hit well, I played well, I played every inning of every game. And the Orioles, the guys were our coaches.
They probably appreciated that.
And they had, the first day, all we did was run bases and hit, and it was tryouts. They were rating us.
Sure.
And then that night, they did a draft. And I was the first woman picked.
Awesome.
And in front of a lot of the guys, too. But the guys, it was interesting. They kind of respected me. I mean, they didn't.
Yeah.
The other women were doing these weird things, and I just wanted to be a baseball player.
You just wanted to be there. You wanted to be there to play.
And it was really funny. The very last night we had a banquet, and everybody got dressed up. The guys were all in coats and ties, and I was in a long dress, and a couple of the young guys came up to me and said, "How old are you?" And I was 53, turning 54 at the time, and they said, "It's amazing. You're really good." I said, yeah, I missed my time. But all Boot Powell was there. I don't know if you know.
Yes. I can tell you.
Boot Powell was there. God. Jim Palmer was there.
Oh my God. These are from my childhood.
These are my
heroes.
Brooks Robinson.
Oh my gosh.
I admired
would you just stand there with
Robinson as a man, as a baseball player,
he was
as a
classic.
father.
He was a classy ball player.
4 sons. I mean, he was just the best. And I got to stand and talk with him, and I'd go through the
rub
cafeteria
elbows
line
with
at
it.
lunch,
Uh-huh.
and Jim Palmer would sit next to me, and I have pictures with all the guys standing there next to him. I mean, the one with Boo Powell, I come up to about right here on that man. I mean, he was gigantic.
He was a big man.
He was just.
He was a big man. Well,
But they were, the baseball players were our coaches, and then we played interleague games with the other fantasy players.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
And then the winner of the league, we had 2 leagues, of course, National and American, but the winners of each league then got to play at Camden Yards. And my team got to play at Camden Yards. That's how come I got to play there.
Oh my gosh.
Which was just, I mean,
Wow.
the whole thing was awesome.
That's surreal.
And they were
And
so
Ascot was an
great.
Oriole.
That's right. And that was an Oriole. And they autographed stuff for us. They had a couple of nights. They said, okay, let's do it all on a couple of nights so you
Yeah.
don't have to go. But
Yes.
they autographed bats.
Wow.
And then each team got to play one game. This was at the last part of Fantasy Week against an all Oriole team.
I was gonna say, did you ever get to play against the ball players
Yeah.
or with them on your team?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I had Jim Palmer pitching, and I had what was the catcher's name who was just so great? Dempsey.
Rick Dempsey.
Rick Dempsey. Oh, and is he a cutie? Woo.
He was not nice. We
Big
stood in line
nice.
for autographs for him one day, and he was just not a nice person.
Really?
He was just not personable.
Really? Well,
But
Well,
I
chased him
as a
down.
catcher, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a bad day. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
but
just a bad day.
I really feel it must have been because I chased him down one day at a restaurant in Towson. I was sitting there having lunch with my mother, and I said, "There's Rick Dempsey," and he was just paying his bill and going out the door, and I said, "I gotta go talk to him." And this was before fantasy camp, so I ran out the door, and he was going down the mall, Towson
Town Center?
Yeah.
Oh, but a huge
And
mall.
I chased him, and I said, "I'm really sorry." I said, "But I'm a huge Oriole fan." I said, "Would you give me your autograph?" I mean, I was an adult doing this, but it was awesome. But he was
Hit it hard.
so cool at
Good.
fantasy camp,
Uh-huh.
and all the guys. Frank Robinson was there,
Oh my
and I had 3 Hall of Famers that were there, and Frank was riding around the cart. And he was saying, and at the end they gave out awards, and he came over to me and he said, "I want to tell you," he said, "what they did was not fair. You should have been up there getting an award, but they didn't give any to women."
Really?
Woo!
Oh, see?
Okay, Frank, thank you. But it was, it was just really, it was a fantasy.
What a
It
trip.
was,
Unbelievable.
it was awesome. I just never regret. And this is going to be the exact same thing. This is going to be a fantasy. This trip,
I hope
going
so.
across with this group of people. I mean, these guys.
They
are-
seem like characters.
They are a riot.
They
And
seem like
They
characters.
will. Everybody will help everybody else.
That's what I'm
I mean,
hoping. If
there's
something
such
happens to the
support.
fight,
Oh yeah.
then-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now you
I'm-
say that there's 4 other ladies?
There's 3 other women.
4
Yeah.
altogether? Okay.
Oh, I think I might have
And
gotten
they're,
that wrong.
what are they riding?
One is Chris Summers Simmons, who has written a book about women in motorcycling, and she is Pat Simmons of Doobie Brothers,
Yeah.
lead guitar. He's on this ride, and so is
Oh my
she.
gosh.
They're riding. They're together.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So
We'll have to look closer.
yeah,
Yes.
well, I'll point them out if I can. I mean, they're just real nice people. And she came up the other day because we'd corresponded and
Mhm.
so forth before, and she came up and hugged me and she said, "One of the days we're just going to ride off together and we're just going to leave the men." I said, "Got it. I'm where." She's riding a Harley. She's riding a 34 VL Harley, and what color is it? It is, I think it's a red and silver one. He's riding a blue, like a 28 or 29 Harley, blue. And he's just the nicest guy too, whatever. And then there's another woman from California whose husband's riding also. And she rode on their husband did the 2012 one.
Okay.
And she rode a modern bike along with it, which they don't allow, and which they've gone to great lengths to prevent from happening
This year? Okay.
this year. But she has a 36 VL, which is another Harley. And then the fourth woman is a little Italian woman, little tiny short gal, and she's here with 3 Italian men, none of which speak English. She speaks a little English.
I wonder if those were those 4
They were
foreign
against
bikes
the
that were
fence.
against the fence.
Yes.
Yes, we saw them. I took
And
pictures of
one
them.
of them is riding
Yeah.
a Moto Guzzi.
Yes.
And then she and her, I think it's significant other,
Actually, I took some pictures
Okay.
of.
are riding these funny little bikes. I'll be amazed if they make it. I mean, I will be totally amazed.
There
But
is-
they have a support crew.
Are you talking about when I talk about little odd bikes? There's one, I don't know the name of it. I was talking to a lady here. It's bright orange.
Oh, you're talking about the Nero car.
Okay,
Yes, we
there
were
it is.
talking, she
See,
was
Dottie
sitting here.
knows
I
about
can't
bikes.
believe that man is going to ride.
It was
attempt
riding
to
down
ride
the
that
road like a
Nero
scooter.
car.
It had to ride in the side because it was going so slow.
Well, and they've given his crew special permission to follow him
All the
along.
way back though, but not.
all the way to,
Yeah, because you've got your.
Well, he just goes so slow.
They need
his
somebody
top
behind him, and if
speeds-
somebody doesn't run on top of him.
Yeah, his top speed's probably 25, 30.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that Cannonball Baker rode a Nero car across the country sometime in the 20s or something.
Wow.
So
Yes.
that's why this guy's
Yeah.
trying to
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Complete the run.
do it, and hopefully he will. But yeah, there are all sorts of
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see pictures of the run. I'm so excited for you. We've been so tickled for you and so
Yes,
excited. And
exactly, telling everybody
just
about,
everything
about
on
my
Facebook,
friend
just
on
posting and reposting and reposting.
on
and
Ride Dottie Ride, and we've always said that we get the best footage after we shut off the camera. So I want to say thank you again to everybody out there, and Dottie, have a great time and enjoy it for us.
I plan to.
Bye bye everyone.